You ever smell a $300 designer or niche fragrance, love the scent, but hate the price tag? What if I told you that you can get 95% or more of that same luxurious scent DNA for under $40? And not just something that smells kind of close, but clones that actually last, pull compliments, and look just as good on your shelf? Today, I'm breaking down 10 clone fragrances that are so accurate, they'll make you question why anyone still pays full price. These aren't your basic budget sprays. This is a curated list from someone who's tested hundreds of bottles and knows exactly what delivers. If you want to smell like money without burning it, this video is for you. First, Armoff Odyssey Homme White Edition. Clone of Labo Santal 33. Accuracy 95%. Let's start with a quiet killer. Armoff Odyssey Homme White Edition. If you know Santal 33, you know it's not your typical designer scent. This thing is dry, woody, creamy, a little dusty, and smells like a New York gallery owner who only wears black and has a favorite Japanese incense brand. But it also comes with a luxury price tag that's hard to justify for something that, let's be honest, isn't for everyone. Odyssey Homme White Edition replicates that same artistic vibe. We're talking creamy sandalwood, soft papyrus, and a kind of mineral dryness that feels very upscale, without ever veering into overly synthetic or aggressive territory. The biggest win here is that this clone manages to feel expensive and wearable without becoming loud. It's subtle but noticeable, intimate, modern, and gender neutral. What sets it apart is its balance. It doesn't go too woody or too floral. It stays right in that creamy paper-fresh zone that made Santal 33 a cult favorite. And unlike some other Santal clones, it doesn't veer into sharp pencil shavings or laundry detergent territory. It's best in cool weather, and it thrives in close encounters. Date nights, creative meetings, casual hangs where people lean in. And here's the real kicker. It costs under $30. For a scent that easily passes as niche on skin, that's a steal. If you've always admired Santal 33 from a distance but didn't want to shell out $280 plus, this is your entry ticket. Second, Latifa Ragba for men. Clone of YSL Nuit de l'Homme. Accuracy 95 to 97%. We all know what happened to La Nuit de l'Homme. It was once a masterpiece, but after multiple reformulations, it's been neutered. You still get the cardamom, lavender, and smooth wood, but the performance is a joke now. It fades in 2 hours, and you're stuck carrying a decant if you want it to last the night. That's where Latifa Ragba for men steps in. Don't confuse it with the OG vanilla-heavy Ragba. This one's a different beast entirely. It's a spicy, masculine, woody scent that honestly smells like what La Nuit used to be back in its prime. From the first spray, you're hit with a rich wave of cardamom, warm, slightly sweet, and ultra-inviting. That fades into a soft lavender and amber blend, grounded by woods and musk that give it staying power. The dry down is smoother than most La Nuit clones and lingers for hours, a solid 6 to 8 hours on skin, even more on fabric. What's beautiful about this fragrance is how it keeps the DNA romantic but wearable. It's seductive but not trying too hard, cozy but not boring, perfect for dates, fall nights, dinner and low lighting. Basically, La Nuit's original vibe is fully restored. And the value? Insane. You're getting a fragrance that outperforms modern YSL batches for around $20 to $25. If you've been chasing the La Nuit magic and always come up short, this is the fix. 3. Afnan Supremacy. Not only intense. Clone of Dior Sauvage Elixir. Accuracy 96%. Let's be real. Sauvage Elixir is the best flanker in the Sauvage line. It's more mature, darker, smoother, and less Axe body spray in a tux. But it also costs upwards of $150, and unless you're a full-on Dior collector, that's a hard price to justify. Afnan Supremacy. Not only intense, a clone that does more than just mimic, it enhances. The opening hits you with lavender, cinnamon, and a touch of nutmeg, almost one-to-one with the Elixir. But here's what makes it special. It feels richer, more natural, and dare I say, less metallic than Elixir itself. Where some clones fall apart in the dry down, this one stays strong. The amber and sandalwood base comes through beautifully. You get that masculine, spicy warmth with a clean edge, and it just keeps pushing. 10 plus hours on skin without breaking a sweat, and it leaves a solid scent trail without choking the room. It's a great fall like winter scent, or even for evening wear year-round if you like bold scents. Great for dinners, upscale events, or nights where you want your scent to feel as put together as your outfit. And here's a pro tip. Don't overspray. 1 to 3 sprays max, or you'll be carrying your scent around like a flag. For around $40, this is elite tier cloning, no question. 4. Latifa Oud for glory. Elie Al Arab. Clone of Initio Oud for greatness. Accuracy 95 to 97%. Now we're stepping into niche territory, and Oud for greatness is no joke. It's regal, spicy, luxurious, and over $350 retail. You expect magic at that price, and to be fair, you mostly get it. especially if you like a clean, wearable Oud. But Latifa's Oud for Glory, it gets you 95 to 97% of the way there for under $35. Right out of the gate, you get a similar saffron lavender opening that feels spicy, slightly floral, and ultra smooth. Then the Oud rolls in, but it's a clean Oud. None of that funky, animalic barnyard note that scares people off. Instead, it's smoky, warm, woody, and shockingly refined. The dry down is rich, a little sweet, slightly musky, but never synthetic or flat. And performance? Absolute beast mode. You're looking at 12 plus hours on skin. With strong projection for the first half, it clings to clothes, fills the air, and makes a serious impression. Plus, the bottle presentation is incredible. Heavy cap, gold accents, engraved plate. It feels like something off a luxury boutique shelf. If you're new to OUD and want to explore it without dropping niche money, this is a must-try. And if you do know Oud for greatness, you'll be stunned how close this gets. Honestly, this is one of the best Oud-based clones on the market. 5. Paris Corner Celestial. Clone of Creed Silver Mountain Water. Accuracy, 96 to 97%. Creed Silver Mountain Water is one of those niche staples that people either love or find too metallic. It's a fresh, slightly green alpine fragrance with notes of green tea, blackcurrant, and a musky ozonic base that evokes crisp snow and cool water flowing down rocks. But here's the catch. It's over $300, and it's not the kind of scent everyone wants to gamble on at that price. That's where Paris Corner Celestial comes in. This isn't the usual suspect like Armaf's CDN Sillage. Celestial flies under the radar, but once you try it, you'll realize it might actually be the closest clone yet to the original SMW. Where Sillage can open a little sharp or synthetic, Celestial is balanced right out of the atomizer. You get that clean green tea freshness, subtle florals, and smooth musky woods without the harsh edge. It's more wearable, more polished, and frankly, more pleasant. On skin, it gives about 7 to 9 hours with a soft but noticeable projection. It doesn't scream, but that's the point. This scent is all about quiet luxury. It smells like money, restraint, and good taste. For spring and summer, this is a perfect daily driver. Office safe, gym safe, brunch safe. It's non-offensive, elegant, and genuinely relaxing to wear. And the best part? You're spending 1/10 of what Creed asks. If you want to dip into the world of niche freshness without a luxury tax, Celestial is an underrated gem. 6. Latifa Fakar Black. Clone of YSL Y Eau de Parfum. Accuracy, 95%. YSL Y EDP is one of the best blue fragrances of the past few years. It's aromatic, sweet, and fresh, with a strong apple, sage, and ambergris combo that makes it youthful but professional. But again, we're looking at around $120 retail. And with how popular it's become, it's borderline generic. Latifa Fakar Black steps in and says, "Let me do that. Better." First off, the apple note is richer here. It's not as synthetic or sharp. It smells more like a real apple skin with a creamy undertone. Then, the herbal notes kick in with a blast of lavender and sage, smoothed out with warm woods and a subtle ambergris vibe that gives it that clean edge. The dry down is what sells it. You still get the same Y DNA, but the edges are rounded. It feels more natural. And performance? A clear win. Fakar Black lasts around 8 to 10 hours, with good projection for the first few. This one thrives in cooler months, but it's versatile enough to wear year-round, especially for work, dates, or anytime you want to smell put together and modern. The bottle even looks premium, and for under $30, you're getting designer performance, mass appeal, and zero regrets. Highly underrated in the clone community. Amal Carbon EDP, clone of Maison Margiela Jazz Club. Accuracy, 95 to 97%. Jazz Club is one of those cozy, seductive scents that really taps into a mood. Tobacco, rum, vanilla, and woods, all wrapped up in a soft, boozy haze. It smells like leather armchairs, low lighting, and a vintage record playing in the background. Problem is, Jazz Club doesn't perform like it should, and the price is creeping up fast. Amal Carbon brings a similar vibe, but with a little more punch and a fraction of the price. While it doesn't try to be an exact molecule-by-molecule dupe, the vibe is unmistakable. Warm, sweet, spicy, and smoky with a refined masculine edge. You get that same rum-soaked tobacco, that sweet, spicy glow, and a cozy vanilla amber base that gives it longevity. And speaking of that, this lasts. A good 8 to 9 hours, especially in cooler weather, with a solid but non-offensive scent trail. Where Jazz Club might feel more laid-back and airy, Carbon leans slightly more resinous and grounded, which actually works in its favor. It projects better, and on the right skin, it smells expensive. If you're looking for a fall-winter scent with rich, warm bar vibes that won't ghost you after 2 hours, Carbon is a banger. And it's one of the few fragrances that actually captures the intimate, smoky sex appeal of Jazz Club, without the Maison Margiela markup. 8. Amir Al Arab. Clone of Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. Accuracy 95%. Bleu de Chanel is an icon, no doubt. Clean, citrusy, woody, slightly incensey. It's mass appeal in a bottle, but we've all smelled it. And while it's classy, the EDP version doesn't project like it used to, and the price is pushing past $150 now. Amir Al Arab is a name most frag heads skip past. Big mistake. This fragrance takes all the best parts of Bleu EDP, the citrus top, the smoky middle, and the warm amber woody base, and delivers it in a smoother, more affordable package. Right away you get that familiar grapefruit ginger blast, followed by incense and vetiver. It's surprisingly elegant for the price. It doesn't have the sharp edge of some other Bleu clones, and it settles into a warm, inviting, masculine scent that's perfect for everyday wear. In terms of performance, it holds its own. 6 to 8 hours with decent projection, which is about what you get with Bleu EDP these days anyway. But where it really wins is in the value to quality ratio. For $20 to $25, you're getting a bottle that mimics Chanel's signature with almost 95% accuracy. If you're looking for a signature scent that works in the office, on a date, or even just running errands, but don't want to spray through your Chanel bottle like it's a body mist, Amir Al Arab is a perfect stand-in. 9. Afnan Turati Bleu. Clone of Acqua di Gio Profumo. Accuracy 95 to 96%. Acqua di Gio Profumo was one of Giorgio Armani's best creations, a perfect fusion of fresh aquatic brightness and dark incense depth. It was elegant, grown-up, and versatile. But now, it's discontinued. Prices are spiking on secondhand markets, and stock is disappearing fast. Enter Afnan Turati Bleu, the best clone I've found to bring back that aquatic incense blend that made Profumo such a standout. This isn't your typical Bleu fragrance. It opens with crisp citrus and marine notes, but right underneath there's that resinous incense and earthy patchouli combo that grounds it. What I love about Turati Bleu is that it actually feels like a designer scent. Balanced, smooth, no weird chemical edge. The projection is strong, especially in the first 2 hours, and the scent itself lasts easily 8 to 10 hours, especially on clothes. This one is a perfect day-to-night scent. It's fresh enough for daytime, but has the darkness to carry it through to evening events. It's also office safe. You'll smell clean, confident, and professional without being overpowering. At under $35, it's a phenomenal alternative to a discontinued designer legend. If you missed out on Profumo, or if you're trying to preserve your remaining bottle, Turati Bleu is your new wingman. 10th Armaf Ventana, newer reformulated version. Clone of Dior Sauvage Eau de Parfum. Accuracy 95%. Most people know Armaf Ventana as a Dior Sauvage EDT clone, but the newer batches? They've clearly shifted. Less of that sharp metallic opening and more smooth amber and warm spices, leaning much closer to Sauvage EDP. And here's the deal. Sauvage EDP is good. It's mature, slightly sweet, less aggressive than the original Sauvage. But it's also overused, overpriced, and frankly, a little boring now that everyone and their barber wears it. The reformulated Ventana, however, brings new life to that DNA. You still get the bergamot and pepper blast up top, but it's toned down. Then comes the heart, soft lavender, Sichuan pepper, and a more amber-forward base that warms up nicely and lasts. It's smoother than the EDT, richer than the original Ventana, and closer to what Sauvage EDP should have been out of the gate. In terms of longevity, a solid 7 to 8 hours, which is on par with what you'll get from Dior these days. Projection is moderate, perfect for daily wear or even semi-formal events. Here's the kicker. It costs a fraction of the Dior price tag. If you're a fan of Bleu mass appeal fragrances but you want something that's not on every guy in the room, this one's a smart pickup. Here's the beauty of the clone game. You don't have to compromise. You can get that same luxury scent profile, that same high-end vibe, the compliments, the performance, without dropping hundreds of dollars. Every fragrance in this list proves it, whether it's the creamy elegance of a Santal clone, the seductive spice of a better than La Nuit copy, or the powerhouse projection of a Sauvage Elixir alternative. These bottles deliver designer-level experience on a budget. You'll find them all linked in the description. Most are available right on Amazon, easy to grab, no second guessing, no shady sellers. These are smart buys for smart fragrance lovers. Because smelling incredible doesn't mean spending like crazy. It's about knowing what works. And trust me, these picks work. So if you're building your collection, upgrading your daily rotation, or just want that next compliment magnet without the guilt, these are the bottles to reach for. Stick around. This channel's all about finding the clones that actually deliver. More deep dives, side-by-sides, and underrated gems are on the way. Stay sharp, spray smart, and I'll see you in the next one.